Welcome to Wednesday. It is the 12th of October, 2022. This day weather podcast brought to you by Cowboy State Daily. Cowboy State Daily has the most original Wyoming news content than anybody else. Check them out at cowboystatedaily.com or on their Facebook page. Nice autumn weather is the best way to describe what'll happen here for the rest of the week through the weekend and well into next week. I tell you, folks, we are coasting through this month of October with what has really been some nice fall weather, and it's going to continue. Will it be perfect? No. But typical October weather through Friday, there's going to be a little wind. Temperatures are going to be a little cooler, but still very close to averages. We do have that sneaky little cold front that's going to affect some of you this weekend, but it's not a big weather maker, but it'll produce a little bit of weather, mainly on Saturday. Long stretch of good weather next week. From Sunday through Friday of next week, it's a struggle to find anything significant with the weather. So we're going to continue this nice October weather for a while. We're still expecting those changes afterwards, though. We will have to pay for this nice weather eventually before the month is over. More photos coming on in along the Platte River near Brush Creek, near Saratoga. Beautiful along that North Platte River right now. Then up into the Black Hills. Boy, the Black Hills really showing their colors right now. Another good opportunity this weekend to check them out as they just keep hanging on. How's that for a view along your driveway? Can't get much better than that. And up on Muddy Mountain near the Casper area, colors there just really, really looking good. Near Centennial, a lot of folks know this spot along the Laramie River there near Centennial. Great way to see the colors there, just beautiful cottonwood colors in the View Bar Guest Ranch area near Centennial. Then it wouldn't be complete without a shot at Devil's Tower and the colors as well. Thanks for sending those photos. Keep them coming. Speaking of photos, now this looks like a lot of hunting camps yesterday in the Bighorn Mountains. The northern Bighorn Mountains picked up about 2.5 inches of snow very quickly with that cold front yesterday. Thanks to Matt Edwards from the Wyoming High Country Lodge in the northern Bighorns for that shot. And a lot of hunters in the Bighorns woke up to that or experienced that yesterday in Wyoming's northern mountains. Today's satellite imagery shows a lot of good weather along the west coast into the Intermountain West right here. This swirl of clouds is the upper level low, and this is basically the coldest temperatures and the circulation with that low. This is going to just be settling into the upper Midwest and Great Lakes while high pressure builds into the west. But as that system sits here, and I'll show you a looping motion here in a moment, that just basically shows this area of low pressure is just going to hang out over central Canada, then sort of migrate a little bit further south into the region. Northwest wind flow will come into the Rockies and Plain states, mainly along and east of the divide. That's why it's going to stay breezy. That's why temperatures aren't going to be too warm, close to average. As you'll see, as I'm going to put this map in motion, trying something new here today, there you can see that basically from today through late Saturday, there isn't much eastward movement with that low. It actually wobbles a little westward. That's what's going to send that cold front back through the Dakotas into eastern Montana and into central and eastern areas of Wyoming on Saturday, just because that low there, that upper low, hangs around the Great Lakes and really doesn't move east much. That's why the weather isn't going to change much. We're kind of in a log jam right here over the next 3 to 4 days, and that log jam will continue well into early next week. This is by noon Saturday. There you can see the low there, and you see this little dimple. It doesn't look like much, does it? But you see that little dimple right there? This is a little wave and a cold front coming in counterclockwise around that low. That's what's going to produce a little bit of weather on Saturday, and here it is. There will be some shower activity and some clouds moving in during the day Saturday. You can see the green and the blue there showing the precipitation that'll come in with that front as it sneaks in from Canada and the Dakotas and comes southwestward into the area. This is what the snowfall looks like. Not a lot, but the same areas that got a little bit of snow with the last front may get a little snow again with the next front. Notice the snow getting into the lower 48 states now. As you can see up here, up into the Dakotas, up into the Arrowhead of Minnesota there, and into the northern Great Lakes, their first taste of wintry weather. Now this is by Monday. Look at that low, just sitting there into the Great Lakes, continuing to spin around in the northern Great Lakes, bringing wintry weather to some of those areas there. So if you want to know where the cold is, that's where it's going to be next week. So you see the west, you see other than down in New Mexico and Arizona there in Texas, The rest of the West, including Western Canada, enjoying above average temperatures. This is into early next week. So if you want to know where all the cold fall weather is, well, it's going to be, at least for the next 7 to 10 days, to our east. The eastern side of the country, colder than normal, as well as the south, while we're in the part of the North American continent that's actually going to be the warmest relative to averages. Out to 10 days, we showed you a map that looked just like this yesterday, where you have that strong gradient up here between the high and the low and the warm and the cold in the Pacific and the cold over Alaska, causing this very strong jet stream wind to form. And then you can see the 500 millibar pattern looking down. This would be looking from outer space into the northern hemisphere. You can see this very strong area, that tight gradient, very strong jet stream winds signaling that change in the weather that's coming by at the end of the month. And we still see it. As long as we see this continuing to show up on our charts by late next week and next weekend and after that, that's going to initiate the change in our weather here in the western United States. But up until then, folks, enjoy it. It's going to be nice for this time of year. Have a great Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow.